we just...
Welcome to the Wrench and Ramble Show with your host, Sean Kirk. Hey, Sean, how you doing?
Good. How's it going?
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. We're happening tonight here. I see that we had Chris on here talking earlier on and leaving messages in there, and so hopefully, Chris, you're still there. Sorry, we took a little bit of time getting on tonight here. We're trying to get some technical
Trying to get the camera going.
Yeah.
And the camera is being difficult, so we're back on the phone. So.
All right. So
we'll get it one of these days.
We're rolling. So, hey, do you want to start with your feature video right off the bat here, Sean?
Which feature video?
Your new product that you have.
Well, why, you interested in buying some?
No, I think I'll.
It's like OxyClean. You know, you can use it on anything. You just gotta pick and choose what you want to use it on.
Right. Well, should we go ahead and put it up there? Is that the first one you want to run with?
I wasn't gonna run that one tonight, but go for it if you really want
to. Okay, here we go.
You don't have the volume on. Can't hear it.
There we go.
Down here. Yeah, over here.
I can't hear it. There we go. You got the volume on that?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't hear it on my end.
Huh. Okay. All right. Should we go ahead and roll into? Let me see here. Now I've got all these labeled here.
Yeah, I got a lot of videos for tonight.
You do, and
you're on video overload right now, aren't you?
Yes, I am, and I thought I had this thing all figured out here, but maybe I don't. I got them all labeled, but first tool of the day.
It's that time for Tool of the Day.
So hopefully...
Și eu care mă gândeam că asta pe baterie să nu afiță, dar se pare că m-am înșelat.
I don't have the right one, do I?
No. It's a tool, but not the tool.
Yeah. Let me see here.
That's a new product.
Okay. I don't know what happened to the tool of the day because I had that level. Let me see if I can find it here. I'll pull it up on the video file. Let's see if I can get it. Here we go. All right, I'm going to have to take one out.
It was the guy pretending he was an electrician.
Yeah, I got it here. I got it labeled. I just couldn't put it in there. So now, remove. Why isn't it taking it? For some reason, it's not that video. It's not willing to upload.
Would you break it already?
Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's just not taking it.
Maybe it needs some Diddy lube.
It might. Okay. Oh, so we got that off. Let me try it again here. Oh, it's not. Okay.
You can go to the...
being not to specialize in those suffering from
No,
teeth.
that's you're the wrong one there.
Yeah, hang on here. Technical difficulties big time tonight.
I don't think the technology is the problem here. I think the technician is a problem. We need an assistant for the assistant.
There it goes. Right there.
Yep. You got the volume on it? Does that volume?
It doesn't have volume.
So if you can see, the dude has branches right there sitting on power lines. If anybody knows anything about that, you can basically take that electricity and basically attach it to yourself and melt your whole body. So if you've ever seen any of those videos where they have somebody that got electrocuted and they survived, it usually melts their face and then they have to have a face transplant. And this clown's up there sitting there trying to pull a branch off a power line. And you can see sparks every once in a while. And I mean, he's getting frustrated because it's not coming off. So when you get frustrated, then you start doing stupid things. But yeah, that's super, super dangerous. Like that's a major tool right there. Like, you just know better. You know, you see squirrels that climb the lines and stuff, and then they take a little snippy snip, and then all of a sudden they're poof gone. Yeah, that's what happens. Don't want to mess with that stuff.
All right, so let's go. Here we go.
Now for today's featured product.
Zbor mașina cu motor pe benzină v-a plăcut? Ce ziceți de un ferăstrău circular staționar, tot cu motor pe benzină? Se pare că sculele astea pe benzină au luat o foarte mare amploare și eu care mă gândeam că astea pe baterie sunt oafiță, dar se pare că m-am înșelat.
Can you translate what he said?
Sure.
What the guy did, he's got an electric miter saw, and he took a power head off a trimmer and made it a gas-powered miter saw. So it's an Amish guy or Mennonite or something. I don't know how you tell the difference, but they're obviously not watching our program. So, but anyway, yeah. So I don't know if this is legit, but it looks like they did. It's pretty simple concept. I mean, that power head, you got the shaft out of there, so all they're doing is connecting the clutch drum to the unit and then operating it that way. But never saw anything like that. Never thought of doing that. But I don't know if they have gas powered miter saws anywhere, actual real ones that are manufactured. I'd never seen them, but I thought this was sort of funny. It's a good idea in theory if it works.
Yeah. Hang on here. Just a are you getting feedback on the Okay, let's go. I'm getting some strange feedback on here. There we go. Okay. So now we'll go for okay, so we'll roll into
I could use it.
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh my Henry, come!
Holy, that was
It just
close.
snapped. I thought it
You were
was
right
staying
under. You
up.
okay?
Yeah.
perfect timing.
Yeah, look where that tree fell. Like, that's insane that neither one of them died, and the dog didn't even get hurt.
Right.
And that's a big tree.
The dog just didn't even run or anything. It just kind of stood there.
Yeah, it didn't know what to do. I can't believe it when I saw this video. It's not AI either. I mean, that was one that was posted on a tree forum that I'm on, and that's just crazy, just right off the Ring camera. I know there's a lot of fake videos and stuff going on now, but that's just insane.
Sure.
I mean, just the way it dropped, and they're just sitting there having a conversation, walking around their yard. All of a sudden, a tree falls on them. That's crazy. Yeah, buy a lotto ticket, definitely.
All right.
That would have made for a hell of a video too if it hit them. It'd be a splat video, like a bug on a windshield.
Let's see here. All right, we'll go for the next one, and
Supposed to cool off tonight. Might even get.
all right, run that one again.
Yeah, so I always thought wood carving's pretty cool. I mean, just seeing what somebody can do with just a hunk of wood and then artistic abilities. So chainsaws actually have carving tips. If you look at that saw, you can see it's really narrow towards the end. When it's narrow like that, it has a lot of reduced kickback, and then of course they can do finer details and stuff on the carvings. But I do have a couple customers that actually do wood carvings and stuff, so I thought it was pretty cool to showcase what some of this stuff looks like. But I mean, sky's the limit. If you get somebody that's really good and artistic, they can do a lot of stuff and make it look, pretty realistic.
Yeah, I actually should have took more pictures. We were up at Mount Rushmore, and we came down in going on our way to Rapid City, and there was this guy. He's got tons of carvings that just are incredible. And I've got a picture here of my daughter with a minion. He did a minion and painted him up, and I'll have to cut it out and show the minion next week here. But we'll
cool.
show that one. Okay. So then okay.
64mm cutting width that has 30mm spacings and has two dolly wheels on the lower side for easy use. It has teeth front and rear, so you can use it in a pull and pull motion. Ideal for cutting places with loose objects and around sensitive areas.
So yeah, it's basically a glorified hedge trimmer that rolls on the ground. So it's got a couple wheels on the back, and then if you look at it, it's got basically a hedge trimmer blade. So they're using that to cut the grass and stuff. So I've never seen one of these specifically like that, but Steel and Husqvarna have reciprocator blades, which are basically rounded like hedge trimmer blades, and they just reciprocate back and forth instead of kicking the objects. So if you get in an area where you have a lot of cars or windows or stuff where it's dangerous to be launching projectiles, then you can use a product like this where it'll just drop the stuff right where you're trimming. So it does have a good application too if it's a highly sensitive area. So
okay.
Yeah, and I thought this was pretty cool doing the hedges. I mean, I don't really have any hedges around here where they get this big, but this is a combi unit where they've had the sections added to it. So you can see how high he's getting. I mean, he got probably 18, 20 feet tall to the top there. So that's pretty good reach on that stuff. Looks
That's
like
incredible.
Looks like he's got a couple sections, but I mean, before these power equipments, people would get ladders out and do stuff like that back in the day. So, I mean, this just makes it really safe. He's able to do all the work from the ground and not hurt himself. And the finished product looks pretty clean too.
Yeah, that's wild. That's okay.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Remote controlled mowers. So you have auto mowers, but I didn't know that anybody had anything like that. So that would actually be pretty sweet. I mean, if your kids are lazy and they don't want to go outside and mow, just set them out there and they can play a video game mowing the yard.
That'd be good. Definitely good. You think your kids would use that?
My youngest one probably would.
Yeah.
He'd be all over that. Except he'd probably screw around with it and try to ram it into stuff and mow over things you shouldn't mow over, or chase animals with it or stuff. I mean, he would be doing stuff like that or try to ramp it over something. He's at that age where he'd get in trouble with it.
All right. So let's go on with some breaking news.
You got to
Now-
say it with more passion. You got to be excited. You'd be like, "Oh my gosh, breaking news!" It's it's like coming in. Like
I gotta tell you, there's something hanging up on my computer here, and
it's
so
probably
I've
the
got
guy with the
feedback.
keyboard.
I think so. It's yeah, there's something just not right, and so I've got this weird noise, and I'm surprised that nobody else is getting feedback on it. But so all right. So for now, breaking news for.
We interrupt your program for some breaking news.
Yeah, that's a nice voice there.
Look.
Run!
Let go.
Oh no! No!
A lot of special ones in there.
Yeah, definitely.
That guy on the ladder, man, he got drilled hard.
Yeah.
There's another video out there. I'll have to see if I can find it, but he was running a pole saw on a ladder, and the tree came back, and it clocked him in the head, like as hard as you could possibly imagine. He went flying, helmet went flying, everything, and I think the guy actually survived. But yeah, it was brutal, like a skull crusher.
Wow.
Yeah, anytime there's a ladder, it's never good with a chainsaw. It just never ever ends up well.
Yeah. So we're going to throw some other things in there, and we'll go ahead and we're going to do a Bible minute. Here we go.
Time for today's Bible Minute.
Under threat of death, convert or die. So get this in your spirits. Saul starts as this guy. He ends as this guy. What happens to the Apostle Paul is he will lay down his life testifying to the Lordship of Jesus. And you know what he did? He completed the task the Lord Jesus had given him. You may see this and go, he starts as this guy, ends as this guy. And I just want to say this to you. Listen to me. God can save anybody. God can save anybody. It doesn't matter what you've done, what you did, where you've been. God can save anybody. You can start as a guy in camo. You can end the guy in orange.
Did I start that halfway in?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
You might have. It's about
right.
a minute and a half video.
It's what?
It's about a minute and a half video.
Okay. All right. Any comments on that?
Well, I remember when all this stuff was going on. Do you remember it on TV when they would always talk about, these guys are getting beheaded, Christians getting beheaded overseas?
Right.
So I thought it was good that this pastor had a video on it, but it just showed, like, with all the stuff that's going on, like in the Middle East and all the killing and the fighting and stuff, these guys were actually captured by, I don't know what terrorist group he said it was, but they're basically told convert to Islam or die, and they're going to cut your head off. And these guys were completely refusing to do that, and they claimed Jesus as their Lord, and they stood strong, and I thought it was pretty incredible because, I mean, you bring that over to America and, you know, people just like they would not have the courage that these guys have. I just thought that was pretty amazing to show this video is pretty impactful. And then, you know, like he talked about Saul converting over to Paul. If anybody knows about the Bible, Saul actually went around and was trying to kill as many people that were following Jesus as he could. You know, they had stoned him to death, like Stephen. And then he actually had a moment when he was traveling on the road to Damascus, and then Jesus appeared to him and Saul was blinded. But then after all this stuff that happened, then Saul became an apostle, and in the Bible his name's Paul, and he wrote a lot of the books in the New Testament. And Paul converted over to Christianity and went out and preached the word. So at one time he was the guy in the camel in that video that was killing people. And then in the end, after his transformation and change in faith, then he ended up being one of the guys in the orange. So, I mean, that's a huge complete flip of, you know, point of view and, you know, your faith and where you were, you know, having no faith to having 100% faith. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you know, I agree. I mean, it's like being bold and standing up, you know. I mean, there's like you know, really standing up for your faith and being out there. So I think that you know,
It shows anybody can change, you know,
yeah,
and it can be like huge drastic changes. I mean,
right.
there's no point where you're so far gone, even somebody that's a murderer can change. So I don't know, I thought it was pretty cool because we get caught up in a lot of stupid stuff in life, and this was something impactful that mattered, and it just brings you back and makes you think a little bit. So
Right. So right now we would do Kirk's Car Corner, except for I didn't prepare anything for tonight because I was too busy doing some editing on our new entry points, and so we'll have that next week here. I'll save you all from that. But we are going to do a cooking segment here. So
Bon appetit.
So I think last week Chris is the one that said he had a grill made out of like an old propane tank. So I saw this, and it's the same idea. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought he'd get a kick out of it. Maybe he'll watch this later, but yeah, it's pretty neat converting stuff like this over to a smoker. You can cook an awful lot of meat in one of those bad boys.
that is pretty awesome.
I mean, just look at the amount of racks of ribs that he's got in there. It's what, like
Yeah.
five deep by maybe like 6 or 8 wide, and then he's got
Yep.
two layers in there.
That looks good too.
Yeah,
We could enjoy some of that here. So
I wish we had some good barbecue places around here. I mean, there's not a lot of really good barbecue stuff. I mean, when I went down south a couple years ago, I mean, there was some good stuff.
right,
But it just sort of sucks around here.
right. Yeah, we buddy of mine and I went to Nashville, and we were hanging out in Nashville, and we decided to head back early, and we left Nashville, and so we made a deal. We said couldn't drive on interstates, we couldn't use GPS, and we couldn't ask for directions, and we had to drive home. And so we had to take all the back roads and everything. It was really tough to get across the Mississippi River. Took us forever to get across. And we ended up, we were like just out in this little shack place, and they had barbecue there and soul food at this place, and it stunk. It stunk really bad, but the food was just incredible. The ribs were incredible, and yeah. So, anyways, all right.
Hey, as long as you didn't get sick off of it, I mean, that's good.
No, it was great food. It really was, but it was hot and it was smoky and everything, and yeah.
Some of those little places, those little dives along the road, are the best places to eat.
They are. So, speaking of diving here, we're going to be diving into even politics on the show here. So, we're getting into controversial topics.
Current politics with Sean and Kirk.
Here we go. I think.
How has the election made you feel on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being
Nazi. Nazi. Nazi.
My name is Dr. Nick Peterson, and I specialize in those suffering from TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. Hello. I'm Dr. Peterson. How are you? Well, Donald Trump is a felon. Nope. I asked how you were doing. The majority of Americans can mentally handle election results on both sides of the aisle. However, there's this small, albeit growing, group of, I don't want to say Americans, but people that are just disconnected from reality. Fascist. And honestly, it makes diagnosing these people a whole lot easier. I just check their social media. Gone are the days when you just search your symptoms on WebMD at home by yourself. Now they record their symptoms and post them for the world to see. The haircut is also a dead giveaway. So, what brings you in today? Oh, I don't know. Maybe it's the orange democracy-destroying, Putin-loving dictator. All right, so mental illness. They are completely blind to the fact that their absurd actions and ideologies were a big factor in their party's loss. Let me ask you this. Do you even know what a democracy is? Follow-up question. Do you know how Kamala Harris became the nominee? I know you're a deplorable Nazi fascist bigot. Okay, neat. Turns out that calling half the country Nazis for 4 years was not a winning strategy.
Duh.
And yet somehow, not even Cardi B could save them. Do you realize what I'm going through? Yep, delusions. I am losing my right to vote. What? Where are you getting your information? Whoopi Goldberg? Well, what's the remedy, you might be wondering? Well, if you ask me, it's a history lesson in Jesus, but the pharmacy doesn't offer those. I prescribe them a brain, and I send them to trybrain.com for more information. Well, I'll show you. I'm moving to Canada. That'd be great. And I'll be shaving my head. Oh, that's... no. And one last thing. I'm going on a sex strike. Your loss. Oh, no.
Doesn't that pretty much capture like everything that we've heard like the last year? You scroll on social media and you see it and you're like, oh my gosh.
That is great.
The people are just, I mean, crazy. Like, crazy.
Yep.
Like, regardless if you like Trump, like, it's just hilarious to see how, like, I don't think I've said the word Biden, like, in the last 3 or 4 months. Like, I don't understand, like, people obsessing over politicians and stuff, regardless of what party it is. I just think it's funny that, you know, there's these people out there that are just so upset about everything. And it's like, good Lord. It's like there's more to life than just politics and blue hair and too much lipstick.
Yep. Definitely.
And it's always, you see the videos and stuff where they're like, I'm going on a sex strike. And you just have to laugh because it's like the ones that are like, okay, you're like, you couldn't pay somebody enough to go for you, and you're the one that's saying you can't do anything. It's like
BC says, please do not move to Canada.
You can have all of them. We'll send them up your way. We don't want them here. Maybe they can go south or something. We can do like an exchange program or something.
Right. All right. And let's do all right. We're going to have a money segment. So. All right.
So this guy, I'm sure you've seen some of his videos before. He like goes
Who
out.
am I here with today?
Jimmy John.
And what was your business?
He interviews people that, you know, are successful in business and stuff, entrepreneurs. It's just interesting to watch his videos. So go ahead and play it.
Jimmy John sandwiches.
So selling sandwiches made you a billionaire.
Yeah, it did.
How many billions did you make with Jimmy John's?
The company was valued at about $3.5 billion when we sold.
When you first started this business, did you know that it was going to turn into the multi-billion-dollar empire that it did?
No, all I wanted was enough money for weed and beer, you know? I had no idea.
Were you a good student in school?
No, second to last in my class. I graduated. It was the worst.
But you didn't let that define you.
No.
Why not?
I'm the only billionaire from my class. I'm just fine, right?
I want to go back to 2003 one more time to discuss this real quick. You had, I think, 200 locations.
70 failing.
70 failing.
Yeah.
What was the one thing you implemented to those stores to ensure that they would become profitable?
I changed something. And what I changed is I quit selling them. And I told people, I said, look, if you're going to go in the sandwich business, this is 24/7, 365. If you're in the cattle business, cattle need to get fed on Sunday. They need to get fed on Christmas Day. I start telling people the truth about the business. So if you're going to do this, you better be ready to be a grinder.
So there's no work-life balance in order to become a billionaire.
Buddy, there is work-life balance is the biggest line of bullshit that has ever been created. There's no such thing as work-life balance. When you're going to squeeze lemonade out of horse shit, you got to squeeze really, really hard, okay? To create something from nothing, there is no such thing.
One of the things that you did differently from everybody else that you became known for was the freaky fast delivery.
Yeah.
Did you know at the time that freaky fast delivery would become such a phenomenon?
It's a great question. So I couldn't afford A locations, right? Because I didn't have the money.
A locations.
A locations, like primo locations, main and main. I couldn't afford it. So I took B and C locations. What delivery did is allowed me to pay B and C rent and do A sales because I went out and hustled and I went out and sampled, giving out samples literally on college campuses, like thousands and thousands of samples in a very disciplined way. And that's what nobody knows. That's what nobody knows. But now you know the secret.
How old are you now?
61.
Do you have any regrets?
I don't believe in that shit. I'm going forward. All we got is this moment right now in the present, and I got the future. There's nothing I can do about the past. And I fucked up a lot of stuff, okay? But I'm not going there. I'm done regretting. I'm too old to regret, buddy.
You got amazing advice, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time.
Good to see you.
I have to ask you, I connect with all the billionaires I interview. Can I get your contact?
Yeah.
So yeah, pretty successful guy.
Who is that guy?
The founder and CEO of Jimmy John's. That's Jimmy John himself.
Okay. All right. I just had one of his sandwiches yesterday.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a sandwich just like anything else, but it's how you market it like he did. He did the freaky fast. And, I mean, they're fairly fast on making stuff, a lot faster than your sandwich artists that you could literally walk behind the counter and show them how to do their job. But his business model's been pretty successful. So, I mean, I see him popping up all over the place. We've got several of them in town. So,
you know what's amazing is that a lot of the guys that are just simple, they, you know, I mean, we're not real complicated. Seem to be some of the most successful people there are. It's just because they just stay focused, they stay in their lane, and they stay on it, and they just keep on working on it. And they're not all over the place.
Well, he busted his butt, and like I told you, that's the key to success. From point A to point B, just draw a line and get there as fast as you can, and then don't zigzag and get out of your lane. Just like he said, he stayed in his lane. You just have to do that. That's the only way you're going to be successful. Otherwise, you waste all your time doing all the other stuff instead of focusing on your business, what's important.
Right.
So he did a good job with that. And all these entrepreneurs, they've either failed really bad or they've struggled for a long time, and then you're just now seeing the success. I mean, he probably struggled for 40 years until he got to where he was successful. It's just a long path, and most people don't want to put in the time. That's why there's people like this that sell a company for $3.5 billion, and a lot of other people out there don't have two nickels to rub together.
It's a lot of work, and when you go into it and you're doing your own business, you got to just keep on cracking away at it, and keep on working. It'll happen.
Yeah, and it's not even just the work; it's not giving up. That's the thing. Like when it gets tough, or you get down, or you get distracted, it's like just getting your focus right back on that topic, and just not letting go of what your goals are. A lot of people give up on that stuff, so you just got to keep pushing forward. So that's what I see straight across the board for almost all these entrepreneurs is they just kept pushing forward, staying on track, and not giving up, even when it got really rough.
So success is just around the corner for you and I, right?
Oh, I don't know. Well, we're either going to run out the clock or get somewhere. So.
I've only been working at it since I started my first business when I was 11 years old, so I should be getting there.
Yeah, I mean, but see, here's the thing. Like, when you make mistakes and stuff in life, it's fine if you make mistakes. That's not the problem. It's how quick you can recover and not make those same mistakes again. So,
Right.
if you make a whole bunch of mistakes, that's really good because now you've really narrowed your path down and got it straighter. But the people that can't get past that are the ones that keep doing the same thing over and over again. You know, like the saying goes, you know, do the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. You know, that's insanity. So, I mean,
Right.
there's a lot of insanity out there. You know, if the fire's hot, you burnt yourself, don't touch it again.
Right.
But yeah, I love watching the entrepreneur stuff because regardless of what stage you are at with your business, or even if you don't even own a business, it's just cool to see people's success stories and determination and drive, and then not giving up.
Yeah.
And I'm a nerd on that business stuff, like the History Channel, like all those shows about, you know, how these companies, like these 100-year-old companies, developed and how they became the company they are now, and all the problems that they had along the way and the things they had to overcome. You know, you had World War One, World War Two, you've had depression, you've had this and that, and how these companies evolved and got stronger. You know, some of the companies aren't even selling the same products now that they were selling back in the day.
Right.
Like Kroger, I think I watched that one. They were selling ice, something like that. It was just something stupid, and then they evolved into a grocery store. So, I mean, it's just the way you got to go. So, I'm evolving my business into a YouTube channel. Who would ever thought that?
Right.
Yeah.
Let me see here. What else do we got?
I think you missed that video of that lady. I put it last week, and you didn't get it, and then I put it on there again.
And
The
I
one
missed it again?
The one with her trying to start her mower.
I didn't see that one. Here, let me see. I'll take a look.
I think she's in a black shirt. She's got an SUV in the background. But the guys that watch that are going to laugh. 'Cause if you know, you know.
Yeah, I don't see it going back through. No, I don't see it at all. I don't see it from last week or this week.
Yeah, it's on there. It went through, but I'll send it to you again so we can play it next week.
All right.
She
Do you want
decided.
to fire it off and I'll put it on?
Yeah, I'll have to get off here. I'm on my phone in a second. Makes it a little harder to send you messages.
Okay. Sean, what's your hourly rate on your shop? BC's asking.
It's 110. I'm sending a message now. Yeah, it's pretty insane. So when we started the shop, we were at $70 an hour, and that was probably 8 years ago. And then, of course, COVID completely destroyed our whole business model and our business plan. So we've had to keep evolving and stuff. And obviously, with inflation going crazy, and the price increases with everything, it's just gotten up so high. This last year, our property taxes have doubled on our property. We've had the utilities go up like crazy. I think we pay about $1,500 a month for our electric bill in the summertime. So that's up from over $500 last year. And we had the same usage that we had last year too. And then insurance and everything else is just, it's ridiculous to charge $110 an hour to work on handheld equipment, but that's what I have to charge to be able to pay the bills, keep the lights on, pay the insurance, and make a little bit so I can eat and have a roof over my head with my family. So, yeah, the price increases of everything are just stupid. That's why I made that Diddy video. So I can't get into a whole lot of detail on that, but let's just say everybody better grab their ankles and get ready if they're looking to buy some more power equipment. So I just saw that China is being stupid with their rare earth minerals and some stuff. So Trump amped up their tariffs to 100% starting November 1st. Well, if anybody knows anything about power equipment, most all of your power equipment components come from China. So you're going to have ignition coils, you're going to have your carburetors, a lot of the plastic molding stuff, all that stuff usually comes from China. I mean, like the cylinders and stuff, I think most of those are from Brazil. Mufflers for some of the places are in Chicago, but a vast majority of everything comes from China. So that is going to be a big deal. So with all these different price increases and the new tariffs starting November 1st, I wouldn't be surprised if we had an additional price increase in December or January after the next one that's going to come. So, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Like there's no end. And these companies, whether they like it or not, they're pricing themselves out of business. So I'm just telling you from Main Street, you're flat out pricing yourself out of business because customers do not have that money. And if they do have the money, they're not going to throw it down on your piece of equipment. So what I always tell people, I'll have to go back and reassess the math after we get this new price increase. But what I retailed product for in 2020, what I retailed it for, my cost now just to buy the product and purchase it, not my retail, just to buy the product, is costing me, I think it was like 20% over what I was paying or what I was charging for retail back then. So if you would have added 20% to the retail price in 2020, that is what my cost is now just to acquire the product. So that's unsustainable in that short amount of time. It's just ridiculous. It's just completely unsustainable. So you can't really have a retail business doing that because you have customers that don't have the money to spend. And these companies, they want to maintain their margins. They want to maintain their fancy offices and their high pay fluting jobs and stuff. So they keep jacking it and squeezing us as a retailer and squeezing you as the consumer. And they think that we're just going to keep paying those prices. And I've got news for you guys. We're going to stop paying those prices. I'm not going to inventory your crap anymore when you're charging that much money. And my customers aren't going to buy your stuff anymore. They'll just go to a different brand. There's a bunch of other brands out there. Yep, they might not be creme de la creme, the best thing out there. But you know what? If I can buy 2 of their products for the price of yours, I can buy one and run it till it craps out, and then I've got a brand new one, and I'll run that until it craps out. There's no reason to pay that kind of money. And then when these companies start losing the sales, maybe they'll figure it out. You know, the cost-cutting measures need to come from their company, not squeezing dealers and consumers, which they're doing. You know, you see that everywhere. That's not just power equipment. You know, at some point, people aren't going to have money to buy groceries. If they don't have money to buy groceries, do you think they're going to go spend money on power equipment? No, it's not going to happen. So yeah, BC, $40 an hour from your shop. Yeah, I mean, $40 an hour is really good money if you're doing stuff yourself. I mean, I was mowing lawns back in the day, and I was making 20 or 25 bucks an hour sometimes mowing lawns, and that sure beat working a job that was paying 10 bucks an hour back in the day. So I was making 2.5 times the money as I would have working for the man. So yeah, as long as you're happy and you're making enough to pay your bills, then that's great. So I wish I could charge less for stuff, but it's just like I said, the economy we're in. I mean, it's getting crazy money. I used to sharpen chains for $7 a chain, and now I'm up to 12 because you got the cost of the wheels that have gone up, the cost of the chains that have gone up, the cost of everything else involved with that has gone up. I mean, so that cost has to be spread across the board to all the different things that you do in your business. So, I mean, we're all sharing in the pain, but at the end of the day, somebody is taking that money and making out like a bandit, and it isn't you and it isn't me.
All right. I got the movie coming up here.
All right, go ahead and roll it.
Just a second here.
Tell me this is why you went to Battery. It's a little late for help. And then as the thing rolls down the driveway, this mower's on fire. Wonder what the neighbors thought. Her poor husband, man. See what husbands have to go through? That's crazy.
Yeah, so that's pretty wild.
But that's why you run battery powered now, right? So you don't do things like that.
Yep. Hey, I you know what? I love the battery power.
You just pop it in, push a button, and you're good to go. You don't have to beat the machine on the ground like that and cause a fire.
Yep. Yeah, it's been great.
Either.
It's been great. No.
I don't even think she used starter fluid. She probably used lighter fluid for her grill.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Pretty
That's
rough.
Crazy. All right. Well, you know what? That's what we got for tonight. Do you have anything else you want to add tonight, Sean?
No, we're gonna have some auctions coming up. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. Well, actually, next week we're going to be doing a plant auction, and so we're going to be doing shrubs and trees, and then we also have some consignments, and I guess I didn't tell you today too. We've got some really nice furniture and items coming in this week as well. That are some extra deals that I just found out about today. So we'll be bringing them in and auctioning them off. So that'll be next week's auction, and then we're gonna just keep on building up on them, and also we will be shipping items too as well. So I think we need to do a link on that next week for the auction. We'll put a link in for our high bid auction.
Yeah,
So
the plants we won't be able to ship because they're live plant material and stuff, but all the hard goods and stuff we can. And then we'll probably once we get everything set up, we can set up some cameras and stuff when we're doing like pickups and just some of the different exchanges that we have with customers picking up their stuff. I mean, there's some different ducks out there, just like the guy that had the mask and the toe shoes, the first customer. As soon as I saw him walk into the shop, I'm like, I just know this guy is not for me. He's one of Kurt's guys.
Right.
That's not my clientele in the shop.
I was a little bit shocked when I saw him coming in.
Yeah, my wife is like, what the hell is wrong with that guy?
Yeah.
Who wears toe shoes? Like, seriously. Like that is just who does that? It's like I used to make fun of the Crocs back in the day, and now the kids think it's cool. But I mean, like you would get beat up on the playground for wearing that stuff. It's like, you know, the toe shoes. It's like wearing your underwear on the outside of your pants. You just don't do that. It's the oddest
he was
thing.
A strange dude. So,
but yeah, we're gonna set up some cameras because I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of that out there, and it'll be quite interesting to watch.
And
we've never met these people before at all. They're just random people that bid on the auctions and pick stuff up. So it's like Pawn Stars, but it's not scripted. So it'll be even better.
Right. So that won't happen right away, but we'll try and get that up and live as soon as possible. We've got a lot of work to do with the stuff we got, trying to perfect things, and
I still gotta figure out how to work my camera here. We haven't even got past the elementary stages yet.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. So, all right. Well, should we wrap it up for tonight and see everybody next week?
Yeah, sounds good. All right. Have a good night, guys. Appreciate you tuning in, and check out our other videos if you missed the last few weeks. I think this is our, 5th or 6th episode? 6th?
Yep.
Wow.
Episode
we're getting
6.
up there. A few more weeks, we'll be in double digits.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Have a great night, everybody.
All right. We'll see you guys.